What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. And I've been taking a look at some of the uploads that I've been doing of late, and I noticed that you guys tend to resonate with me on the coverage-based stuff that I do, and for good reason. Not to really smell my own farts or anything. I am a coverage-based player. I think every single year there's always metas out there, corner routes, bunch, trips, tight, that give a lot of players trouble online. And I take a ton of pride in neutralizing the most prominent metas that you see online with coverage adjustments. So today's video upload is going to break down 5 tips ranging from beginner to super advanced that will take your coverage to the next level overnight. Let's start it off with number 5. You should be playing the game on base align auto alignment. If you don't play with base align on, every coverage that you could possibly call is going to come with tells. Let's come out and cover 1. First things first, you see that we have a single high alignment. Now let's audible into 2-man under. Notice the alignment of our 2 safeties, 2 high, cover 2 man. Now let's audible to Tampa 2. Notice the width change in the outside corners. Now let's audible to cover 3. Single high, but kind of looks like cover 1, doesn't it? Not really. Let's take a look back at cover 1. Notice the depth change of the outside corners. And let's look at cover 4. 2 high, looks just like 2-man under, right? Wrong, different alignment by the outside corners. The point that I'm trying to make here with this is that if you are playing anyone who knows anything about this game, you guys need to make sure your coaching suggestion is set to baseline. This is going to make sure that your players are locked into position no matter what play call you have as soon as you break the huddle. So now we can come out in that cover 1, audible to the 2-man under, audible into the cover 3, and audible into the cover 2. And you're going to see that we have the same alignment from all of our defensive backs. This is going to make it so much easier to set up more consistent blitz pressures as well as disguising your coverage behind those blitzes as well. So that's number 5. Before we get to number 4 on our list, I just want to ask you real quick, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell. And starting today, I'm going to be responding to the first 25 comments. If you have a question, a comment, a concern, or a complaint of any time, drop them below. I will make sure that I take time to respond to the first 25 comments on this video. Don't worry if you guys are not in the top 25. I will be taking some of the best questions and creating videos of mailbag questions moving forward. I want to make sure that I'm giving back to you guys because you do so much for me. I appreciate it, guys. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Mable coverage is your friend. So many players are afraid to attack the user in the middle of the field in Madden 24, or any Madden for that matter. To make sure that your opponent has to attack your user, the coverage known as Mable is very prominent, in which players will set 30-yard flats, 5-yard curl flats, and they will come out in some sort of cover 2 or cover 4 and make these adjustments. By having 2 5-yard purples and 2 30-yard blues on both sides of the field, your opponent will have to throw into the middle because the sidelines are going to be covered. Or will they? You'll note that if you actually look at this coverage, it still can be thrown to the sideline. And the reason for that is our number 3 tip. Your 30-yard blues must be backed up. So whether you want to do this individually or globally, you will want to make sure that they are in a off alignment. By backing them up to 12 yards off the ball, they will play the correct depth that is necessary to defend a corner route. Now in this situation, you're looking at interceptions instead of wondering why your coverage broke down. Deep out knockout. A lot of players do not know the grid that deep out knockout works in this game. In fact, a lot of players in Madden will actually use deep in KO when running a cover 3 base defense. After all, they think that that middle third defender should have that ability, right? Well, the truth is that the deep out KO works on the field from the hash marks all the way to the sideline on either side of the field. So even if you are using a middle third defender, it's better to have the deep out KO because you're going to be able to run more coverages in which that player can actually impact throws, like corner routes to the sideline, for instance. After all, if the only area in the middle of the field that a deep out KO doesn't work is the basically roughly 10 yards between the hash marks, you're going to be just fine. How many routes really end up being thrown in between the hash marks that aren't either something you could swat or intercept? So please use deep out KO over deep in KO. no matter what deep zone you are running on the field. Just for the record, deep in KO works from number to number on the field. Again, way more value in deep out KO than deep in. Before we get to number one, make sure you guys are checking out my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. I talk about it in every video, so I'm not going to waste too much more of your time here, but we are popping over on the website, over 190 vault tips, 9 offensive and defensive game plans, the best tips Discord that you will find in the Madden tips community. That, I assure you, it's all unlocked for $9.95. I'd like to meet you in the Discord. Make sure you guys come over and join one of our lab sessions. We have those every single Wednesday. Hopefully you guys will drop by and ask some questions. I'll see you guys there. Keep the play that you break the huddle in on defense in your audibles. This is something that may not make a lot of sense to a lot of you, because if you're breaking the huddle in the play that you have in your audibles, aren't you wasting a slot? The answer to that question is no. Let's take, for instance, that I have zone drops active. I'm coming out in Tampa 2. Maybe I fear that corner route we were just talking about, but I have that zone drop set to 30 and I've backed it up. But then all of a sudden my opponent decides that they want to maybe audible. Now all of a sudden I'm put in a spot where I don't want that 30-yard blue anymore, so I reset my play. As we know, resetting the play when you have zone drops on changes your zones back to default setting. As a result, I can actually be in a spot where if my opponent were to try something maybe like an out route from the slot, I won't have a guy in a 30-yard setting. He'll be closer to the line of scrimmage, albeit right there I still gave up a completion. It could have been worse at 30. But the truth is, sometimes Madden players on the offensive side of the ball will make you switch from zone drops to default settings, and then they'll audible or motion into something where you want those zone drops back. Note here how my cloud flats are dropped way back on our pre-snap play art. I reset the play, it brings them closer to the line of scrimmage to tell me, hey, your zone drops are off. But then I want them back on. That's why we keep the play we broke the huddle in our audibles. Notice I have cover 2 already in the audibles. Choose it from the audible menu and your zone drops go back to where they were. So now if you want that 30-yard setting, it's all the way reset and you're going to be in a spot where he can defend that route for you once again. Keep the play in your audibles. That does it for today's list of tips that will help you in coverage no matter your skill level. If you guys liked today's video, make sure you guys gave it a thumbs up. Please make sure you guys drop comments below. Also make sure you guys hit that notification bell. And if you guys want more, head over to gridirongameplans.gg, where I have so much more in-depth content for players of all skill levels. I guarantee you will improve your game over on the website. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.